Rob, you're a pioneer. You're the first man to do it. Do you have any advice for Jack, who's looking to become the third champ?
Oh, mate, you know what to do. You know what to do, Jack. You fought before. It's just another fight. He's another human like anybody else, like any of the others you've stopped before. Just get in there and have fun with it, mate.
Well, from the first Australian UFC champion to possibly the next, here's my conversation with Jack Della Maddalena. Well, Jack, it's great to see you. Thanks, as always, for your time on Fox, mate.
Cheers, Nico. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Let's get right into it, Jack. You've got the opportunity this weekend to make history as only the third champion from these shores. Can I ask, is there any pressure that comes with that, sort of with the weight of the country on your shoulders? You're our next big hope, after all.
I mean, it's pressure, but pressure makes diamonds, and I'm happy to take that pressure on. I mean, pressure makes the victory taste that much better.
It's funny, Jack, because you always seem so unflappable. Like, nothing ever seems to really get to you. And interestingly, the two champions that preceded you, Alex Volkanovski and Robert Whittaker, they're on this show, and they frequently say, you know, they handle pressure very differently. Like Rob said numerous times on this program that he dreads the moments before a walkout because he gets so nervous, whereas Alex tends to embrace that. What about you? Do you ever get real nervous for these sorts of things, Jack, especially for a big occasion?
Yeah, for sure. There's definitely nerves, you know, fight day nerves. They're pretty real, especially making that walk. Like, it's not necessarily to get hurt, but I mean, it's just to underperform would be my worst nightmare. So yeah, a bit of pressure to perform, and you don't want to let people down. A lot of people come out this way, so I don't want to let people down. So, but it's a good feeling, you know. You got to love that. Not many things give you that sort of feeling, make you feel that alive. So, as much as it is a lot of a bit of a mental game, but I'm pretty blessed to be able to do this.
Yeah, and you haven't let any of us down in a very long time, so that's good. But I did want to ask you about Rob and Volk, those two guys that I mentioned a little earlier. What do you think it is about those two guys that made them champions, Jack?
I mean, they're obviously the hard work. Both of them obviously put a lot of work in. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's just hard work. I think it just comes down to belief and hard work. And those two guys obviously both just believed in themselves. They had the skills to do it, and they also had the hard work. So I just think a good mix of hard work and self-belief, and anything's possible.
And you feel as though you've got those qualities as well?
Yeah, I feel like I put a lot of work into this, a lot of sacrifices, and yeah, I feel like I'm ready to go, you know. I feel like I've got the skills to beat Belal, and I feel like I have proven that I can pull it off on the big stage. So yeah, I believe I've got the skills, I've done the work, and now it's just a matter of time.
Well, let's talk about those skills and Belal right now. You mentioned to me when we spoke only a few weeks ago that you feel as though the 5 rounds works in your favour because you have sort of a bigger window of opportunity to find the finish. So with that said, do you dismiss Belal as a finishing threat himself?
No, of course. I think he can. He's fought tough people, you know, so it's going to be hard. He's not always going to get the finish, you know. He's fought the top of the division. And I mean, small gloves. He hasn't got the most powerful punch, but if he lands in the right spot, you know, he can get the finish. But I think I've got the skills, you know. I think 5 rounds, I think it works in my favour. I think he's going to be trying to wrestle the whole time, which is it's a lot more physically hard to try and wrestle someone for 5 rounds and just float around and throw stinging punches. So I think I've got the skills to make it happen.
It's interesting you mentioned that, Jack, because I actually thought that Belal used his striking very well in his last fight against Leon Edwards when he won the belt. You know, plenty of pressure, throwing bucket loads of like unorthodox strikes to get Leon to the fence. And I guess, you know, from there, the level change proved quite easy for him. How important is that in ensuring that you counteract that? And what do you need to do to ensure you counteract it?
Yeah, I definitely think he's got underrated striking. You know, he's pretty fast. He's got snapping shots. He doesn't throw a heap of power, but he does throw a lot of shots, you know, and it can be overwhelming to some people, especially when, you know, behind a lot of, like, he'll throw combination punches, and behind those combination, there'll be probably a takedown. So it's a hard style to beat, and that's why not many people have beaten him. But I just think I've got, my shots are too accurate. I think I've got too much power, and I got the heart to keep pushing until the very end.
And I reckon a lot of the MMA populace would wager that you could outclass Belal Muhammad on the feet. that's got to fill you with a load of confidence. Probably knowing that Belal's not going to strike in the open with you, and you probably have what it takes to keep the fight inside at the center of the octagon.
Yeah, for sure. I think I've got the skills to keep it standing, and I definitely think that's where my advantages lie.
One of my favourite lines out of you, Jack, is the UFC has recruited you effectively to save the welterweight division. Why does the welterweight division need saving?
I mean, he's a solid champion. I think the welterweight division needs a champion that's going to put on finishes, you know, and that's what I'm here to do. Put on finishes, back-to-back finishes, and finishes in championship fights.
Absolutely. And right here on Foxtel and KO is the only place that anybody in Australia can watch UFC 315 this weekend. Jack, a final message for everybody watching right here at home in Australia?
Now, I appreciate the fans. They've always really got behind me, the Australian fans. They always get behind their own, and I'm looking forward to bring this one home. 2 belts in Australia will be a pretty good feat for our country.
That's it. Jack, Godspeed. Bring it home, mate.
Let's go. Cheers, Nico.
Yeah, there he was, Don Giacomo. He's such a cool customer. We're off to a quick break here on Fox Sports. We're going to chat to the champ, Belal Muhammad, right after this.